Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and I make videos about journals. So today I am going to be filming a flip through of my creative journal for July, and with this journal I have used a Midori Light notebook. So I think they're about 32 pages. They're just like an A5 insert of the Midori paper. They start off really nice and thin actually. I would show you one, but I've packed all my all my empty ones away to try and get a bit organised for the new year. But I really love these because previously I was using an MD notebook and slicing it in half because I love to put in loads of ephemera and collage pieces, and the books were bulking up too much. So I typically do 2 months to a journal, and this is great because I found, with the exception of June, because June was a super busy month and I had loads of photos, and I used glossy photo paper for my photos, which really bulked it out. With the exception of June, I was finding that with everything that was going on in my life, it was just a bit tricky filling out half of a notebook because they do have quite a lot of pages in. So I got a bunch of these MD Light notebooks in America, and you can buy them in the UK as well. I didn't know you could. But yeah, I found these are perfect. You know, it has bulked out quite a bit, and yeah, they just are a really good size. If I run out of pages, I'll just put like tip-ins in and stuff. So I've covered this with some scrapbook paper and then put tacky back over it to protect it. I've been using scrapbook papers from the same collection throughout the year to make like a nice cohesive set of journals. In fact, I've got the paper pad. It's this one, The Secret Garden, by Claire Therese, and I think the brand is Consortium Craft, or Craft Consortium. But yeah, these papers are really beautiful. Oh, I thought they would have, well, there's the talented artist, but yeah, they're lovely. It's a 12 by 12 pack, so I can't really get it all in shot, but I'll do a little side by side flip. And they are double-sided papers as well, so I feel kind of bad covering this is lovely, this is like embossed, really textural. I feel bad kind of wasting the other side, but because you get at least two, I think it's actually 3 of each sheet. I'll just do a flip of the back side of them as well. It's not too bad, but yeah, I really love them. They're absolutely beautiful. And I originally got this pack because this was going to be like the kind of colour theme for, not necessarily for my wedding, but for like my wedding planner. But in the end I just used a plain journal instead. But yeah, I love these, and I think I'm going to get another pad of either by the same artist or from the same place, because they have some really beautiful ones. But yeah, I've been using that to cover the journals. And yeah, let's dive in and have a look. When I am actually journaling throughout the month, I do put these in a cover. I have a Hobonichi cover. It's absolutely filthy because I didn't put a cover on it. You can see it's just covered in muck, but oh well, it shows it's well loved, so that's fine. Right, this is very exciting because July was the month I got married. So I'm actually filming this in December 2022. So yeah, and this journal holds July and August, so I'm probably going to film both months, but I'll break them up into 2 videos. But yeah, I'm excited to share this because, yeah, I got married in July, the end of July, and then we went straight on our honeymoon. So yeah, lots of exciting, happy memories in this journal. So to start off, I started doing these like cover pages where I put a cutout of, not a cutout, like a tear out of a nice piece of writing or a poem that is from the Earth Pathways diary. This is an old publication. I can't remember which year it's from. It's either 2019 or 2020, I think. But I like to have this in and have it kind of to do with the season as well. So this is like summer. I won't read this bit out because it's kind of long, but it's basically just about, like, it's like a little short essay by someone called Rachel Corby, and then the art is by Janet Hamilton. This is my place card from the wedding. So everyone had their place cards, and like the table settings were all tarot cards. So for the top table we had the lovers, obviously, but these tarot cards, the graphics were from Canva. And then I'm just putting this brass hand here to hold the cover open. I customized them in Canva with everyone's names. So this is my new name. It's very exciting. But yeah, I just stuck that in there. This was just they were smaller, the actual place card settings. I just printed this out to test what it looked like, and I rounded the corners as well, which took ages. But it was worth it because they looked really cool. Okay, so on to the start of July. So each month this year I've been creating my own currently printable using a photo that I've taken of similar season in the past. At the start of July I was reading The Dead Zone by Stephen King, still very much in a big Stephen King kick at that time of the year. I was watching Forged in Fire, which, if you've never seen or heard of Forged in Fire, it's great. It's like a competition about forgers. So yeah, it's just really cool. It's like who's the best at forging swords and knives and stuff. I don't know, I really enjoy it. And YouTube, Patreon vlogs. I was planning wedding stuff and a few like goals with work, and enjoying eating dinner in the garden. Oh, yes, that is one of my absolute favourite things to do in summer, and enjoying the summer. I really loved summer this year. It was really amazing, and focusing on, of course, the wedding. I promise you after this video there will be less wedding chat because obviously we'd have moved on, but yeah, hopefully no one minds too much and shares the same excitement. Even I've been married like nearly 5 months now, and it's still really exciting, so hopefully that exciting feeling never goes away. I took my practical driving test on the 1st of July and I failed, which really sucks. I've been learning to drive for ages because I started just before the pandemic, so it was really stop-starty with all the lockdowns, and it's really difficult to get a test date. I actually booked this test date back in January 2021, so it's impossible. At this time of recording in December, I've still not been able to rebook another test date. It's ridiculous. So I was really bummed about that, and so we went out for brunch to cheer me up. This says, when life gives you lemons, go and enjoy a delicious brunch. So I stand by that. This is a cool like vellum notepad that came in the stationery selection box, which is a monthly stationery subscription I get from Japan, from Mitts, which is very, very cool. And it's a picture of the koi basking in the sun. So we have a pond in the garden with a load of koi carp and some mirror carp as well. This was just a bit of paper that had some koi on, and I spent some time making the order of service for our wedding, and I did this in Canva as well. And yeah, so I just printed out a little mini version and stuck that in. My bunny is really old. He's over 12 years old now, and I've had to take him to the vets a couple of times. He's got some health issues now. So I was just like journaling about that a little bit. He's so sweet, such a sweet old boy. This was a printable from Courtney Diaz, Little Raven ink. This was just a tear out from a magazine. I think this was from Daphne's Diary. I really liked the thick paint making these flowers. I thought that was really cool. A little photo cluster of a fun night at the pub with some really cute doggies, and I picked some more flowers that I had grown to put in the flower press. I made our wedding cake, and for the decoration I grew a load of flowers, like edible flowers. So here we've got sunflower, cornflower, I think that's calendula, possibly marigold, the little orange ones, and then these petals are from some big sunflowers. So these were going into the flower press. I think this was the final batch of flowers to go into the flower press, because this was the 7th of July, so obviously you need a couple of weeks for them to press. I'm not sure if that's the right word. Oh, I had a really long, busy week at work, so I asked Jack on the Friday if he would mind cooking us a barbecue for dinner, which he did. So we had a really nice, fun evening in the garden. You can see I had my feet up and some wine whilst he cooked us a delicious barbecue. And my sunflower had grown taller than me, which was really cool. I loved these sunflowers. I've never seen before, like, I called them my goth sunflowers because they had these gorgeous like burgundy petals. Spent some time in the garden catching up on writing in my journals. I have really found I do prefer just making visual journals when it comes to documenting and stuff, so my writing in the journals has decreased as the year has gone on, which is fine. Like, I think for me, what I find fun and relaxing about these is creating the pages, like with the photos and the ephemera, stickers, and like doing that jigsaw of fitting everything in, and the writing is secondary. So if I really feel called to write, fine, or if there's room, fine, but it's not a big deal for me. I love this washi tape. It's got a load of different like little vignettes of girls with flowers, and I primarily got it because of this one with a big cat, and there's a really cute one of a girl in a bath with loads of flowers. I got this from Paper Game Co. Oh, this day it was super hot, and we were actually meant to go to London to the theatre for like a late birthday thing, but the show got cancelled, and so we just went out for some cocktails and to our favourite restaurant for some dinner, which is Pepe Sale. Really delicious Sardinian food. But yeah, oh, I put this big peacock in because the show we were meant to be going to see was called The Seagull. And I found this peacock in one of my sticker books and was like, it's close enough to a seagull, so I thought that was funny. Oh my gosh, it was so hot. So I've just, I put some letter stickers of about how hot it was, and just some stickers. So this was Courtney Diaz, Potato Mode, and this is kind of how I felt like during this heat wave. This is a sticker from Bye Bun. But yeah, I was not loving the heat. Oh, this is a really fun spread. So I have two younger brothers, and it was my middle brother's birthday, his 30th. That's him and his lovely wife, and that's my other brother, It's me and Jack, and so as it was a big birthday and a special occasion, we went out to L'Ortolan, which is a really nice fancy restaurant. It used to have a Michelin star, now I think it's a AA rosette, but we had such a fun night, like celebrating my brother, and I'd also had a really good quarter at work, at my old job, and like hit all my targets and stuff, so we were celebrating that too. It was just really fun. I love spending time with my siblings. We try and do like family day like every month or like every other month and stuff, so yeah, it was a really special night, really enjoyed it, and the food was just amazing. It was so good. But I love this like burgundy kind of colour scheme that I went with, inspired by the business card of the restaurant. The next day I had a garden party at my friend's house, and then it was so hot, or like I couldn't even be upstairs. So my studio is in our attic on the 3rd floor, and it was just so hot. It was too hot to be there, so I had to be all the way downstairs, and I was just catching up on some journaling on the sofa with the cat. And I got my wedding flowers delivered, like my bridal flowers. So for my bridal flowers I had a dried flower crown, a dried bouquet. My bridesmaids had dried bouquets, and you can kind of see in the background here I have some of the flowers. So these were like little hair clips, and I ordered them all off of Etsy, because the wedding was the end of July, and I was worried. I really wanted a flower crown, and I was a bit worried about it wilting throughout the day if it was hot. And because we were going on our honeymoon like 2 days after the wedding, I wanted to be able to preserve the flowers as much as possible. So I thought if they're already dried, that's really, they're already preserved, and it just made things a lot easier. And it was, yeah, I really recommend it. We had a mix, so my bouquet was dried, and then the like decoration flowers and the flower arch where we had our ceremony, they were all fresh flowers from a local florist. So, and they were all like, the florist matched the flowers, the fresh flowers, to the ones that I had in my flower crown and bouquet and stuff. So yeah, it was really cool. So that was nice to get those on a very hot, miserable couple of days. Just a little photo cluster here. I was watching June for the second time whilst I did like wedding prep. Percy dying in the heat. And then on this day, my bridesmaids came around, and we did like a hair and makeup run. It's my flower crown, and just kind of testing things out. This was before they did my hair. Yeah, that was really fun, and we all had like a really nice brunch in the garden. My friend's baby came as well, the youngest bridesmaid. And this now is like run up, like, the last week before the wedding. So I decorated our wedding cake. So I've mentioned in a previous video, I made our wedding cake. So I made a Christmas cake, like a fruit cake, traditional fruit cake, and all the fruits were pre-soaked in a plum brandy that I had made back in February in bulk. So this was like 6 months in the making. I decorated the cake with royal icing, the one that's wet and then goes hard, and I just did like this swirl pattern. And then these are all the flowers that I grew myself and then pressed. You can see there's some like primroses and daisies. These were I pressed back in the spring from our garden, so all of these are from our garden. That was really cool. And I had aimed for every flower to be edible. This is what it looks like. It took quite a long time to decorate. I was like putting these dried flowers on with like a pair of tweezers and a paintbrush, but after I'd done this, Jack pointed out that buttercups and I think daisies weren't actually edible. They could give people a tummy ache. So after this, I removed them, made sure there was no trace of them left on there, and then replaced them with like more of like, you know, rose petals and stuff like that. It was fine because in the end it turned out that only me, Jack, and Jack's uncle ate any of the wedding cake, as that is quite common at weddings. You have this big lovely cake and then no one eats it. But I was really pleased with how it turned out. It was amazing, and it was such a fun project as well. It was something a bit different. So yeah, I really enjoyed that whole project, and it made it really special as well. So yeah, I loved that. This was me going to the beauty salon to get all wedding ready. So a little before and after shot. I had eyelash extensions done and like a gel like manicure and stuff. That was really fun. And this was my first day off of work as well, so I had a month off work for the wedding and honeymoon. Because our ceremony, like our wedding, was held at a venue that didn't have a license, we had to go and get like legally married a few days before. So that's us outside the town hall after we did the legal stuff. My bestie, who was one of our witnesses, and then we went for steak afterwards. So went and got married and then had steak. It was very fun. I didn't really want to journal like the next day like on this page, because I kind of wanted to just be this page, so I just put in, this was from like a PET tape from Paper Game Co. of like Flower Bride. I got it because it was like bridal stuff, but a lot of them were really cheesy, so I didn't use it all. But I just stuck that one there and then made a little collage cluster. This was from Courtney Raven Ink, and then this was just a book that I wanted to get that I'd seen in a magazine, and so I just pasted that in because the colours kind of went together. The day before the wedding, so this is all the wedding prep. So the wedding was very, it's like handmade, crafty wedding. So we did, we saw our local florist sourced all the flowers for us, and then my partner and my friends, our friends, we did all the decorating and like the flower arranging ourselves. That was really fun. There were so many gorgeous flowers, and the florist, just like, she nailed the brief. I was quite specific in what I wanted, but she really did listen, and it was amazing. So like for the roses, I was very specific that I didn't want like red roses or really bright pink roses. I wanted like blush or cream. Look how beautiful they were. Yeah, it was perfect. It turned out so good. And then the night before the wedding, I stayed at a really lovely hotel in Henley, which was the nearest like towns where we were getting married. And I had like a lovely dinner to myself like outside, and it was so cool. There was like a theatre next to the hotel or somewhere where an opera performance was happening, so I was having my dinner outside and I could hear like opera singing. It was really cool. And look at this bathroom. This was, wow, this was amazing. So after all the wedding setup and all the wedding prep, and look, they decorated our bed really nicely. I had a really relaxing evening. I just had this lovely dinner and then a really nice long bath, and then just went straight to sleep and slept right through till like 7 the next morning. So that was really good. I guess like I'd done everything I could, and I was like, okay, it's out of my control now. Let's just relax and enjoy things. So here is a bit of wedding day journaling. I didn't like write anything because I did write in my Hobonichi 5-year journal about the wedding, and I put like this postcard down, and it's kind of glossy, so it would have been a bit hard to write on, but I think the pictures speak for themselves, to be honest. I was so nervous. You can kind of see in this photo. Well, I don't know if it will focus, but yeah, I was really nervous, and there were loads of photos. These were all photos that I took or my friends took. So like that one, you can see that's me in there, so I didn't take that, but most of these I took. And so these aren't like the professional photos, and I just printed a load out in different sizes and just had fun making like a little nice collage, and these are all done with a gel pen, and it was just really nice and relaxing. Oh, my shoes. It was so hard to decide what shoes I wanted. I do not wear heels. I originally was planning to have bare feet, but because we had had the heat wave and a really dry summer, the grass was like really brittle and hard, and I didn't want to be like walking down the aisle and step on something and hurt my foot. So in the end I finally settled for these blue velvet heels, and I wore them for the ceremony and the photos, and then they were off. I was just in my cozy sandals for the rest of the day and night. But yeah, I loved them. They made me feel like Cinderella. That's my veil. Yeah, it's really fun. And this is, we did get a few pictures back from the photographer at the end of the day, like a preview. So this is me and my new husband. And I loved this flower arch. I thought it just turned out so beautifully. And these pampas grasses are from our garden. And then the flowers are from a local florist, and they sourced the arch as well, a birch arch. But yeah, it was a really beautiful day. This, I just did some watercolours in kind of, originally the colour scheme we were going to have pale blue, blush and sage green, but in the end we went for like all the colours as the colour scheme. But I just did these colours as like a nod to that, and then spent some time kind of detailing the like speckles of watercolour in gold just for like a bit of decoration. And then this was the reading that we had at our wedding. It was a quote from the Amber Spyglass from the His Dark Materials series by Philip Pullman. It's, I'd always wanted this as a quote as a reading at my wedding, and this was like my favourite book series, so yeah, it was really special, really lovely. And I really like this spread. I know it's quite simple, but yeah, that's why I like it so much. And then these were our place cards at the wedding, and just like some more pictures and stuff. But yeah, it was a lovely day. It's everything that you could wish for. So yeah, really happy and exciting. Yeah, that's my little brother. Yeah, lovely day. And then the next day, of course, have to update the Facebook status. And then I spent the day drying wedding flowers. So I bought back a few bouquets of the fresh flowers. I did try and give as many away as possible too, because obviously we were going on honeymoon, so they would have just died, and people, you know, I wanted people to enjoy them. But I did spend some time tying a load of flowers to coat hangers and like hanging them up ready to dry. That's my friend's cat. She took the top table flowers home. She just sent me that picture of her cat with them, which I thought was cute. And then that was the end of July, and then we are on to August. So you can see I've just gone straight into August on the next day, because I had got halfway through the journal at this point. So I was like, okay, I don't want to waste any real estate. But I'm going to stop the video here, and we'll see you next time for August pages, which is going to be sharing about our honeymoon. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this flip through of my July creative journal pages. I've enjoyed sharing it with you. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see more, and yeah, I will speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.